Hello, my beautiful souls. It's Nikki Knox here again. I hope everybody's doing really, really well. I'm not doing that great this week because just feeling a bit nauseated. Well, a lot nauseated, been sick and just drained completely. But I think I recorded 1 or 2 podcasts this week and I've been posting every day. And it kind of keeps me going. I was trying to push in really hard and, crack on with work, but I had to take a sick day today just because I just couldn't engage my brain into anything for 9 hours. There's just no way. So I thought I'll just take some time off. And funny enough, once you take some time off and obviously call the docs, get some meds and stuff because it's been going on for too long, once you do all that, you kind of, what they tell you to do is go and rest up. So in general sense, I used to do that a lot. If I'm unwell, I just take 3 days off and all I do is sleep. And I used to lay in front of the telly and just, eat crap or don't eat anything and just feel sorry for myself and just lay there. But even that, the time to switch off and don't physically move and do anything, don't do any chores, don't cook, don't clean, don't work. You just lay there. It doesn't even matter what you're doing really, as long as you're not doing your usual stuff. That helps you heal. Now, however, after almost a year of proper spiritual healing practices and stuff, not all of them, I'm still haven't got myself into yoga and stuff. My meditation is a funny thing as well. I'll tell you about it. But what I know now is that when you're down and your body is at dis-ease of some sort, when you're not feeling well, it's signaling you that something is wrong. So me being sick now, the key is to actually switch off all of the ideas. Don't go and Google what's wrong with me, why am I sick and my sinuses are blocked, is that related, what the hell is this, why is it taking so long, oh it could be this, it could be that. Just don't Google anything. You talk to your doctors, they have their opinions. Like today my doctor suggested I should take a spray for because it's not my nose, it's not that my nose is blocked anymore, it's my ears. I feel like I'm underwater, so I can't really, I just feel really sleepy and really down. And it was meant to be a day of meetings and I was like, I'm just not coherent enough. Funny enough, I feel I'm coherent enough to record this. Go figure, because it's a different topic, right? When you're feeling down like this, you have to really switch everything off. So no tellies, no phones, nothing, and you just try and understand what your body's trying to tell you. So if I'm not digesting all week and if I'm being sick, I'm holding something back, I'm not expressing something. So something is bubbling up and it's pouring out of me, right, physically. So that means that something's clogged spiritually in me. So whatever is going on with you, you just have to make those kind of connections. So for me to feel like this now, like I'm underwater and something is bubbling inside of me to the point where I'm just getting sick. What does that mean? Well, through my meditations, I figured out that what is actually going is that I'm flushing out of myself the old me, whatever is left of that. So I'm just gonna let it happen. I did get some tablets for not to feel nauseated, but that's what's happening basically. I mentioned earlier and in previous podcasts that I went back after a year to the places where that had significant meaning. When I was still in a relationship, I revisited those places and that caused me to break down and cry and So I let all of that out. So crying is always cleansing, crying is always healing. So I cry tons. It's been a year and I cried 3 bloody rivers in this year. But it's, every time I'm crying, I'm smiling as well. It's so cleansing. It's amazing. It just means I let something go, and you have no idea. You may think I'm crazy, but I realize how much of my true emotions I was suppressing over the course of my life. So to me, to be able to now cry things out on the spot is just like, it's just the biggest gift I could ever ask for, so that I don't end up self-sabotaging myself, I don't end up hating myself or bullying myself or something, or feeling guilt, because it all started with me just feeling tremendous guilt for things that were never my responsibility anyway, like other people's happiness and stuff. So all of this crying and now feeling nauseated and having these stomach problems and now these blocked ears and blocked nose and everything, it's just, yeah, we're clogged, everything's clogging because it's pushing out to the surface, is flushing out of me. So whatever was there, it's a buildup, right? It's a buildup of whatever residue I had is now getting out. So I'm undergoing detox of a really spiritual sort. So I obviously can't say that to the doctors, but from the doctor's perspective, you're not eating right, something, you're reacting to something. I was like, yeah, well, maybe, you know, okay. So it's their job to find out if it's that. I did feel like I needed some kind of help with the feeling nauseated, because I might as well be pregnant at this point. Jesus Christ, like being sick 3 times every morning is just no. And it's always after the night as well, so I must be processing a lot of information while I'm asleep. Yesterday I actually tried a practice I've only tried once before, and it was starbathing. And I don't know if you ever try that. It's a lot like sunbathing, only done at night. So you lay on the grass barefoot with no mat, you just lay on your back. So I don't know what I'm gonna do in the winter, probably lay on some kind of mat. So I just went to my garden. I was actually at the park yesterday, and it was quite late because it gets dark at 8:30. What the hell, it's August, how can it get dark at 8:30? I have no idea. But so it was dark already and there was no one around, and I just dropped on the ground, and because I saw some stars, I dropped on the ground and I was just looking at the stars and just laying there. Funny enough, I listened to Jason Mraz, I Won't Give Up. Particularly the part I think that drew me to the song was I'm still looking up, I won't give up on us. Yeah, because even the stars, they burn, some even crash to the earth. We got a life to learn, and God knows we're worth it. I never heard the song like that before. A lot of that is happening to me. And sorry, this podcast is going to be just talking about this kind of stuff for a change. And maybe somebody needs to hear these things, but so I'm just going to carry on. If I'm called to do this when I'm down, it must have some kind of significant meaning. So everything always happens for a reason, right? So during all of this, I'm finding that a lot of songs that I'm known for my whole life since I'm little, I'm remembering really old songs from 90s and stuff, and it's like I'm hearing them for the first time now, and I completely different things are catching my ear, even though I can remember full songs since some of Britney or Christina Aguilera songs, right? I can sing them along, but until in the moment I remember the words, the lyrics, that's when it really hits me what the song was all about. And then you just kind of think, how could an 8-year-old actually understand the depth of the song in the first place, especially when it's English and you don't know English yet because you're 8 and you live in a different country. What the hell? I don't know. I was like a really interesting child. I wish I was my mom. You know, I would have really loved to raise myself as my daughter. It's just so interesting. I look back at my life when I was little and I was like, oh my god, I'm a really, really weird child. Yeah, nobody cared about my weirdness really. They were just like trying to see what they can get out of me, basically. Yeah, let's not go there. And it's really weird to say I wish I was my mom. Because I kind of was, though. I had to raise myself majority of the time. Anyway, so where am I going with this? Right, so I was talking to someone. Oh, starbathing. Starbathing is when you lay down on the grass barefoot, place your arms on the grass tube, palms facing the sky. And there is a meditation that you can find on YouTube that's called Starbathing from Starseed Oracle. It's about 10 minutes. And majority of the time they're just saying, pick up the star and just inhale and receive. It's just a bit like if you're sunbathing, right? You feel the heat from the sun, so you're soaking it up. You can feel it on your skin when it's moon or the stars. And I was unlucky enough last night that I couldn't see any moon, and the stars disappeared after a while because it got really cloudy. But for an hour at least, I was able to just lay there and just look at the stars, and they were just getting brighter and brighter, and there's more and more of them. And you wouldn't believe how much movement there is in the sky right now. I really don't like it. What are those things flying around? I don't like it. I just wanted the sky to just be steady. It wasn't. It was like all sorts of things flying around. I don't like it. Okay. So anyway, you just lay there. You can listen to some meditation, to some subliminals, Solfegio Frequencies and stuff like that. That's all really good. Or you can just lay there in silence and just look at the stars and just allow your thoughts to just flow freely. Whatever comes to your head, don't try to get deep into your own thoughts. Don't try to stop them or force them. Just let them flow. And that's the best part of the starbathing. You just become so relaxed, and I slept so well afterwards. I could barely wake myself up, but then when I actually got up for work, Jesus Christ, I was sick and I was like, so am I doing something wrong? Because that's the first thought, right? I'm doing, trying to do everything right, and I'm trying to connect to myself and all that, meditation and journaling and everything. You always get that feeling like if something's wrong with your health, you just go, am I doing something wrong? Well, no, it's just you're doing so much of everything. So if you're processing a lot, there's gonna be waste, right? You process food, you eat food, you're gonna have waste, right? So it's the same with your emotions. What is gonna be waste when you process a lot of emotions? Tears, right? You're gonna cry a lot. And then, as I said, the body is body, right? You're processing anything. It's like your biggest detox machine you can have, and you're walking in it. So that's what's happening. So all I'm doing now is just keeping calm. I'll go and lay on the grass again in the sun, just try and soak up, do some sunbathing, and then I'll do some starbathing at night as well. And I truly believe it charges you up, and that's all you need for your own healing, because it's everything that's going on with you physically as a consequence of what's going on with you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Your body is just that last raw kind of material processor. So I'm very grateful that all of this is happening right now. And you should be too. When you're crying, you should be grateful every time that you have something to cry about, because that means you processed that emotion, that feeling, that trauma. It's always a gift. You should never stop yourself from crying. You should never hold yourself from speaking your own truth. And, not that I'm a hypocrite, but I'm only now learning at 31 years old to actually speak up and say no to people, instead of trying to protect their feelings and keep quiet for the sake of everybody else. Because what would that change? If I'm gonna say something, I'm gonna feel like an asshole, and it's gonna create some chaos, and it's gonna create this negative environment and stuff. So I better just, I don't need to be right. I'm not ego driven. I'm just gonna keep it to myself if it just keeps peace amongst everybody else. Stop it. That's not okay. Because you know why? I'll give you one really, really good reason, and that's the only reason that you need. Because it doesn't make you right. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't make you content. It doesn't help you heal. It doesn't bring you joy. It doesn't bring you healing. It doesn't bring you light. It brings you torment, trauma. It brings you guilt. It brings you responsibility and burden that you don't need. Every time you hold something back for the sake of someone else's peace, is how you voluntarily give your energy away. You're just wasting your energy when you're doing this, because it has anything negative in your life has long-term consequences. So this is negative against yourself. You may think you're doing a good thing, and I was thinking that for many, many years. You think you're doing the right thing for the sake of everybody else. What you're really doing is you are allowing that person to be toxic. Whoever is doing something that you don't like, and whoever is causing you to hold back for the peace of others, right? You're allowing that person to be toxic because you're taking it. You're allowing. So, they're trying to do something, and it's always within your power to stop it. There was one of the podcasts where I said it ends with me. So that's where you need to be. You need to go, okay, I now notice this. Now I understand this. It ends with me. So now I'm not going to shut up. Now I'm going to tell you that, I'm not going to be quiet. I'm actually going to tell you that this is unacceptable. And I don't care if it ruins everybody's dinner, if it ruins everybody's day, week, holiday. I don't give a fuck, because it's unacceptable. You have to be able to speak up. So that's how you claim your energy back, when you speak up. But you only reach that point if you allow these moments of sunbathing and starbathing, or just bathing, like literally, where you actually connect with your own mind and you understand what's going on. So you always need to, and I don't care if you say I have no time for this and that, it doesn't take any extra time. It's you don't need to go anywhere. If you think that you need to set up you need to refurbish your whole loft, or convert your garage to a meditating place, on that they have tons of pictures on Pinterest and stuff, like it's a biggie, and you need to go outside to meditate, and you need to be in absolute peace, and you need this and that and that, and you need nothing. You can meditate listening to me right now. It's a state of mind. You don't need to go anywhere. I'm constantly in meditative state. When I'm working, I put on some study music. So there's music in the background that I don't actually hear as such, right? It's just in the background. That music is healing, and it's connecting me to myself. So my thoughts, it's called focus music or deep focus, concentration music and stuff like that. It helps me do the work while not exhausting my brain. Because why that music works is it puts you at the state where your mind is your subconscious mind is distracted and relaxed at the same time by those beats, and your rational mind then is not disturbed, and it can focus on those tasks, because it knows what it's doing, right? Even if it's a new thing you're doing at work and stuff like that, it still knows. It's machine learning. It's your brain is a computer, right? You're a bloody cyborg, if you like. Whatever new add-on, meditation add-on, is like new program installed, right? So this is meditation app installed in you, and now I'm able to switch off, kind of thing. You can look at yourself as if you're a machine, if you like. But the thing is, you can always play your mind. So when you're in that meditative state, you're actually so I'm doing my work while I'm processing a lot of things, and that's why I often record these podcasts after work as well, because I've been connecting with myself during the day and some things came up. So it's really, really easy. I didn't have to close my eyes, didn't have to sit in a lotus position. I was doing my own stuff, but my mind was split into basically the logical, rational mind that was actually doing what needs to be done, replying to emails, even being interactive, while my subconscious mind was going, okay, so I'm not anxious today because I dealt with this and that and that, and this is happening. Oh, you know what, I remembered when I was 7 years old, I wrote this poem, and I'm just sitting there being busy remembering, seeing if I can remember the full poem or not. It's random stuff like that, but it's healing as well. You would think it means nothing and it was a waste of time and you were distracted, but you were not. You were actually unconsciously healing yourself just by allowing that background music to play. It's little things like that, my lovely. Like in general, I was talking to someone today and I said that life is like, and that person is a musician. So I said life is like, it's like a song, right? If you imagine life is like a song, and it's all about fine-tuning all of the different parts, all the different beats, the lyrics, the tones, and all sorts of things. It's all about fine-tuning it into a perfect balance, right? And as a musician, that person is an expert at this, at finding that perfect balance, that perfect sound, that perfect pitch, right? So the key is to apply the same logic into your own life and just try and balance things out. And I also use the example of interior design as well, which is random, but basically the rules are, you can have the nicest things in the room and you will always look, and everything will be, as if it's in the picture, and you can be the designer. Do you know what their key is? How they get everything so perfect, and you can't. You always have to put something black into any space. There has to be something black. The second you put something black, include something black into the mix, everything else, all the colors, even if it's just all white, putting something black will just set everything in place. And that's all it is. That's all that's needed. So you have to, even if your whole room is white or it's all colorful and everything, put black thing in it and all the colors will just find their own place, and you're gonna actually come into the room and everything will be perfect. It's like, I don't want to change anything. Everything is spot on, just that black thing. So that's a secret. I don't know if I was meant to share it. I heard it somewhere, so it must not be a huge secret. Well, it's less of a secret now, obviously. So yeah, try and rearrange your room, get something black in. But in terms of the life, how it applies in life as well is about nothing is ever going to be completely perfect, right? Without some of the darkness in it, some toxicity, some darkness. If everything was hunky-dory and you had nothing going on that actually requires you to, every dark thing, every toxic thing, every lesson triggers a change in you, it gives your life meaning, gives your life depth. So without that depth, what would your life be like? Smooth sailing, right? That's not life. That's not how life works. That's not how humans live. That's not human experience. We struggle, we learn through our mistakes, and we grow. And then if we're lucky enough, we're able to share our experiences with others and inspire them to do the same. So if something is not right and there's something you're ashamed of some experiences and stuff, it's just a change of your own perspective. Change of your own perspective. Look at those things as that black something in the room that sets everything together. Without that experience, you wouldn't be who you are right now. So you are exactly where you are meant to be right at this moment. You will never be as young as you are now, right at this moment. You'll never get this moment back. Everything is as it should be right at this moment. If you're not happy this moment, and you listening to this podcast and hearing these words, it's meant to trigger change in you. Without that change, maybe without that something bad happening in your life, you wouldn't have found this podcast. Maybe without that change, you wouldn't be able to evolve. You wouldn't even have this urge to look for some ways to evolve. Everything's connected and everything's happening for a reason. You just need to learn to listen to yourself, so ground yourself as much as you can. As I said, I'm not saying you need to open any spiritual practices, not saying you need to find special spaces to meditate, sign up for expensive yoga classes or anything. Just stretch. Get up from your desk and just stretch. If you can't do yoga like me, just stretch, whatever feels good. Eventually, when you'll find some time to get into yoga. Maybe I'll do it today. Maybe I'm just gonna sleep. If you feel like sleeping, take a nap. If it takes longer than needed, you make sure nobody disturbs you. My answer for busy households, so if you have roommates or family and stuff, the answer is headphones. Put your headphones, you put those beats, those binaural beats, Solfegio Frequencies, you put guided meditations, relaxing music, sleep music, anything. Day or night, you just put the headphones on and everybody needs to fuck off. That's it. If you're sleeping, bye. That's it. And nobody knocking on the door can affect you because you're with headphones and you're not going to hear them anyway. So claim some time for yourselves. Claim your energy back, but also claim your time back. 2, only when you find these little moments when you can, sometimes even without taking the time off, while you're doing something you must be doing, while you're in the car driving your kids, you can be having some, these podcasts on, right? So it's just constantly keep feeding, nourishing information to your soul. Don't distract yourself with the news, with what's going on with the world. It's all negativity. It's all damaging. Feed your soul nutritious food, right? Which is knowledge. Feed yourself positivity. Feed yourself guidance, inspiration, right? And then claim your power back and stop giving your energy away. Make time for yourself. Literal or imaginary time where you just focus on your own healing. Love yourself like I love you. Nikki.